Surprise. 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 Examples. He planned a surprise party for his wife's birthday. She was surprised by the unexpected gift. Surprised. 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 Examples. He was pleasantly surprised by the outcome of the project. She looked surprised when she saw her friends at the event. Surprising. 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 Examples. He made a surprising discovery during his research. She received a surprising invitation to an exclusive event. Surprisingly. 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 Examples. The movie was surprisingly entertaining. She surprisingly managed to finish the race in first place. Surround. 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 Examples. He built a fence to surround his garden. She felt comforted by the love that surrounded her. Surrounding. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the peacefulness of the surrounding countryside. She explored the surrounding areas during her vacation. Survey. 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 Examples. He conducted a survey to gather feedback from customers. She surveyed the landscape from the top of the hill. Survive. 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 Examples. He managed to survive the dangerous situation. She wondered how the plants survived in such harsh conditions. Suspect. 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 Examples. He suspected that someone had tampered with his belongings. She identified the suspect in the lineup. Suspicion. 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 Examples. He had a suspicion that something was not right. She couldn't shake off her suspicion about his intentions. Suspicious. 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 Examples. He found her behavior to be suspicious. She felt a suspicious presence in the room. Swallow. 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 Examples. He had difficulty swallowing the large pill. She watched the swallow fly gracefully in the sky. Swear. 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 Examples. He promised to always swear loyalty to his country. She warned him not to swear in front of the children. Swearing. 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 Examples. He used excessive swearing in his speech. She was shocked by the constant swearing in the movie. Sweat. 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 Examples. He wiped the sweat from his forehead after exercising. She sweat profusely during the intense workout. Sweater. 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 Examples. He wore a cozy sweater to keep warm in the cold weather. She knitted a beautiful sweater for her friend. Sweep. 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 Examples. He swept the floor to remove the dirt and dust. She won first place in the long jump event at the broom sweep. Sweet. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the sweet taste of the ripe fruit. She baked a batch of sweet cookies for her friends. Swell. 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 Examples. He twisted his ankle, causing it to swell. She noticed a swell in the river after heavy rain. Swelling. 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 Examples. He applied a cold pack to reduce the swelling. She experienced swelling in her hands after being stung. Swim. 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 Examples. He learned how to swim at a young age. She enjoys swimming in the ocean during the summer. Swimming. 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 Examples. He participated in competitive swimming. She took swimming lessons to improve her technique. Swimming pool. Swimming pool. Swimming pool. Examples. He dived into the swimming pool and swam laps. She lounged by the swimming pool, enjoying the sun. Swing. 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 Examples. He pushed his daughter on the swing at the park. She swung her arms while dancing to the music. Switch. 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 Examples. He turned off the switch to conserve electricity. She switched to a healthier diet for better well-being. Switch off. Switch off. Switch off. Examples. He switched off the lights before leaving the room. She switched off her phone to disconnect from distractions. Swollen. 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 Examples. He had a swollen ankle after spraining it. She woke up with swollen eyes due to allergies. Symbol. 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 Examples. He used the heart symbol to represent love. She recognized the national flag as a symbol of her country. Sympathetic. 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 Examples. He was sympathetic to her plight and offered support. She received a sympathetic smile from a stranger. Sympathy. 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 Examples. He expressed sympathy for their loss. She felt sympathy for the victims of the natural disaster. System. 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 Examples. He developed a new system to streamline the workflow. She studied the solar system in her science class. Table. 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 Examples. He set the dishes on the table for dinner. She worked on her laptop at the kitchen table. Tablet. 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 Examples. He used a tablet to browse the internet and read ebooks. She took a tablet to relieve her headache. Tackle. 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 Examples. He tackled the opponent to prevent a goal. She faced the difficult task head-on and tackled it with determination. Tail. 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 Examples. He wagged his tail in excitement. She wore a dress with a long train that trailed behind her. Take. 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 Examples. He decided to take a break from work. She took the opportunity to learn a new skill. Take away. Take away. Take away. Examples. He ordered takeaway from the local restaurant. She took away valuable lessons from her experience. Take back. Take back. Take back. Examples. He apologized and took back his hurtful words. She had to take the defective product back to the store for a refund. Take down. Take down. Take down. Examples. He used a notepad to take down important information. She wanted to take down the old curtains and replace them. Take in. Take in. Take in. Examples. He couldn't take in all the details of the complex explanation. She offered to take in her cousin who needed a place to stay. Take off. Take off. Take off. Examples. He took off his jacket before entering the warm room. She watched the airplane take off from the runway. Take on. Take on. Take on. Examples. He decided to take on the challenging project. She didn't want to take on any additional responsibilities. Take over. Take over. Take over. Examples. He planned to take over the family business. She was excited to take over as the team leader. Take up. Take up. Take up. Examples. He decided to take up painting as a hobby. She took up the offer to study abroad. Talk. 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 Examples. He enjoyed talking to his friends about their shared interests. She gave a talk on climate change at the conference. Tall. 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 Examples. He was a tall man, standing over 6 feet. She admired the tall buildings in the city skyline. Tank. 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 Examples. He filled the tank of his car with gasoline. She observed the colorful fish in the aquarium tank. Tap. 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 Examples. He tapped his finger on the table impatiently. She turned on the tap to fill her glass with water. Tape. 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 Examples. He used duct tape to fix the broken chair. She taped the concert to watch it later. Target. 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 Examples. He aimed at the target and hit the bullseye. She targeted her marketing campaign to reach a specific audience. Task. 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 Examples. He completed the task before the deadline. She assigned different tasks to each team member. Taste. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the taste of the homemade cookies. She tasted the soup to see if it needed more seasoning. Tax. 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 Examples. He filed his income tax return before the deadline. She paid the sales tax on her online purchase. Taxi. 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 Examples. He hailed a taxi to get to the airport. She shared a taxi with her friend to save money. Tea. 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 Examples. He sipped his hot tea and relaxed in the evening. She brewed a pot of herbal tea for its soothing properties. Teach. 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 Examples. He loved to teach his students about history. She decided to teach English as a second language. Teacher. 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 Examples. He admired his math teacher for her patience. She had a dedicated and inspiring teacher in high school. Teaching. 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 Examples. He found great joy in the art of teaching. She attended a conference on innovative teaching methods. Team. 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 Examples. He worked closely with his team to achieve the project goals. She was a valuable member of the soccer team. Tier 1. Tier 1. Tier 1. Examples. He wiped away a tear from his cheek. She accidentally tore her dress on a nail. Tier 2. Tier 2. Tier 2. Examples. He examined the fabric for any tears or holes. She sewed a tear in her son's favorite stuffed animal. Tear up. Tear up. Tear up. Examples. He tore up the old letter and threw it in the trash. She couldn't help but tear up when she received the surprise gift. Technical. 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 Examples. He had a deep understanding of technical concepts. She attended a technical workshop to enhance her skills. Technique. 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 Examples. He practiced his guitar technique to improve his playing. She learned new cooking techniques from a famous chef. Technology. 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 Examples. He embraced the latest technology in his business. She was fascinated by the advancements in technology. Telephone. 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 Examples. He picked up the telephone to make a call. She received a telephone call from her friend. Television. 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 Examples. He watched his favorite show on television. She turned on the television to catch the latest news. Tell. 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 Examples. He told a funny joke that made everyone laugh. She told her parents about her exciting travel plans. Tell off. Tell off. Tell off. Examples. He told off his colleague for being disrespectful. She was told off by her teacher for not completing the assignment. Temperature. 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 Examples. He checked the temperature outside before deciding what to wear. She measured her body temperature with a thermometer. Temporarily. 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 Examples. He temporarily stayed at a friend's place while looking for an apartment. She temporarily closed her business during the renovation. Temporary. 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 Examples. He was offered a temporary position at the company. She used temporary tattoos for the costume party. 10. 10. 10. Examples. He counted to 10 before starting the race. She bought 10 oranges from the grocery store. Tend. 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 Examples. He tended to his garden every morning, watering the plants. She tended to her baby sister, making sure she was comfortable. Tendency. 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 Examples. He had a tendency to procrastinate before deadlines. She noticed a growing tendency for people to choose healthier lifestyles. Tension. 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 Examples. He felt the tension in the room before the announcement. She carried the tension in her shoulders, signaling stress. Tent. 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 Examples. He set up a tent in the camping area for the night. She slept in a cozy tent during the outdoor adventure. 10th. 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 Examples. He finished in 10th place in the race. She celebrated her 10th wedding anniversary. Term. 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 Examples. He studied new vocabulary terms for his language exam. She served a 4-year term as the president of the organization. Terrible. 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 Examples. The movie was terrible, I couldn't stand watching it. She had a terrible day at work, filled with stress and frustration. Terribly. 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 Examples. He sang terribly off-key during the karaoke session. She was terribly nervous before her big presentation. Test. 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 Examples. He studied hard for the math test and received a high score. She tested the new product to ensure its quality. Text. 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 Examples. He received a text message from his friend. She texted her mom to let her know she arrived safely. Than. Examples. He is taller than his brother. She prefers tea rather than coffee. Thank. Examples. He thanked his parents for their support and guidance. She thanked the waiter for the excellent service. Thanks. Examples. He expressed his thanks to everyone who helped him. She received a gift and exclaimed, "Thanks." Thank you. Examples. He sincerely said, "Thank you," to the kind stranger. She sent a thank you note to express her gratitude. That. Examples. He read a book that she recommended. She said that she would be there on time. The. Examples. He bought the car he had always dreamed of. She visited the park and enjoyed the beauty of the flowers. Theater. Examples. He went to the theater to watch a play. She worked as an actress in a local theater production. There. Examples. He admired their dedication and teamwork. She borrowed their car for the weekend. Theirs. Examples. The blue house is theirs, they bought it last year. The decision is theirs to make, we cannot interfere. Them. Examples. He gave them a gift for their anniversary. She asked them to join her for dinner. Theme. Examples. He chose a beach theme for his summer party. She analyzed the recurring themes in the novel. Themselves. Examples. He encouraged the students to believe in themselves. She treated herself to a spa day as a reward. Then. Examples. He finished his work, and then he went for a walk. She studied hard, and then she passed the exam. Theory. Examples. He proposed a new theory to explain the phenomenon. She studied the theory of relativity in her physics class. There. 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 Examples. He left his keys over there on the table. She pointed out the location and said, "Look, there." Therefore. 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 Examples. He didn't study for the test, therefore, he failed. She saved money regularly, therefore, she could afford the trip. They. 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 Examples. He asked them to join him for a cup of coffee. She explained to them the details of the project. Thick. 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 Examples. He spread a thick layer of peanut butter on his toast. She wore a thick sweater to keep warm in the cold weather. Thickly. 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 Examples. He applied the ointment thickly to the affected area. She painted the canvas thickly to create texture. Thickness. 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 Examples. He measured the thickness of the paper with a ruler. She chose a mattress based on its thickness and firmness. Thief. 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 Examples. He reported the theft of his laptop to the police. She caught the thief red-handed and retrieved her stolen purse. Thin. 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 Examples. He sliced the cucumber into thin, even slices. She wore a thin coat in the warm spring weather. Thing. 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 Examples. He forgot to bring his keys, that's the one thing he always forgets. She packed her things and prepared for the trip. Think. 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 Examples. He pondered the question for a while before answering. She thought deeply about her decision before making a choice. Think about. Think about. Think about. Examples. He asked her to think about his proposal and give him an answer later. She often thinks about her childhood and the memories associated with it. Thinking. 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 Examples. He engaged in deep thinking to solve the complex problem. She shared her thinking process with her colleagues. Think of. Think of. Think of. Examples. He couldn't think of a suitable gift for her birthday. She thought highly of her mentor and valued his advice. Think of as. Think of as. Think of as. Examples. He thinks of her as his best friend. She thinks of him as a reliable and trustworthy colleague. Think over. Think over. Think over. Examples. He needed some time to think over the job offer before accepting it. She decided to think the matter over and discuss it with her family. Think up. Think up. Think up. Examples. He always thinks up creative solutions to problems. She thought up an interesting concept for her new artwork. Third. 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 Examples. He finished in third place in the race. She celebrated her third wedding anniversary. Thirsty. 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 Examples. He drank a glass of water. He was thirsty after the workout. She felt thirsty and asked for a refreshing beverage. 13. 13. 13. Examples. He turned 13 years old last week. She counted 13 candles on the birthday cake. 13th. 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 Examples. He celebrated his 13th birthday with a big party. She finished in 13th place in the competition. 30th. 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 Examples. He celebrated his 30th wedding anniversary with a romantic trip. She ranked 30th in the list of top-selling artists. 30. 30. 30. Examples. He had 30 minutes to finish the task. She counted 30 students in the classroom. This. 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 Examples. He bought this book because it had good reviews. She attended this school during her high school years. Thorough. 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 Examples. He conducted a thorough investigation into the matter. She provided a thorough explanation of the scientific concept. Thoroughly. 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 Examples. He cleaned the house thoroughly before the guests arrived. She enjoyed the concert thoroughly. It was a memorable experience. Though. 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 Examples. He was tired, though he still pushed through and finished the task. She disagreed with his decision, though she understood his reasoning. Thought. 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 Examples. He shared his thoughts on the current political situation. She couldn't sleep because her mind was filled with thoughts. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. Examples: he saved $1,000 for his vacation. She counted 1,000 stars in the clear night sky. Thousandth, thousandth, thousandth. Examples: he finished in the 1,000th place in the marathon. She calculated the 1,000th decimal point with precision. Thread, thread, thread. Examples: he sewed the buttons back onto the shirt using a needle and thread. She threaded the needle and started stitching the fabric. Threat, threat, threat. Examples: he received a threat in the form of an anonymous letter. She felt threatened by his aggressive behavior. Threaten, threaten, threaten. Examples: he threatened to quit his job if his demands were not met. She warned the children not to threaten each other. Threatening, threatening, threatening. Examples: he received a threatening phone call and reported it to the police. She felt unsafe in the presence of his threatening gestures. 3, 3, 3. Examples: he had 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. She bought 3 apples from the grocery store. Throat, throat, throat. Examples: he had a sore throat and couldn't speak properly. She felt a lump in her throat as she delivered her emotional speech. Through, through, through. Examples: he walked through the park on his way home. She read through the entire book in one sitting. Throughout, throughout, throughout. Examples: he traveled throughout Europe, visiting multiple countries. She wore sunscreen throughout the day to protect her skin. Throw, throw, throw. Examples: he threw the ball to his teammate. She angrily threw her phone onto the couch. Throw away, throw away, throw away. Examples: he decided to throw away his old clothes and buy new ones. She threw away the empty food containers. Throw out, throw out, throw out. Examples: he threw out the broken chair, it was beyond repair. She threw out the expired milk from the refrigerator. Thumb, thumb, thumb. Examples: he sucked his thumb when he was a baby. She accidentally hit her thumb with a hammer. Thursday, Thursday. Thursday. Examples. He has a meeting every Thursday afternoon. She goes to the gym for a workout every Thursday. Thus. 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 Examples. He finished his presentation and thus concluded his talk. She followed the instructions carefully and thus achieved success. Ticket. 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 Examples. He bought a ticket for the concert online. She received a speeding ticket for driving over the limit. Tidy. 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 Examples. He kept his room tidy and organized. She tidied up the kitchen before the guests arrived. Tie. 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 Examples. He wore a silk tie with his suit. She tied her shoelaces before going for a run. Tie up. Tie up. Tie up. Examples. He decided to tie up loose ends before leaving for vacation. She tied up the boat to the dock. Tight. 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 Examples. He wore a tight-fitting shirt that showed off his muscles. She held onto the rope tight as she climbed the steep cliff. Till. 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 Examples. He worked from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. She waited at the bus stop till the bus arrived. Time. 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 Examples. He spent a lot of time studying for his exams. She didn't have enough time to finish her project. Timetable. 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 Examples. He checked the train timetable to plan his journey. She organized her tasks according to a strict timetable. Tin. 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 Examples. He opened a tin of sardines for lunch. She stored her art supplies in a metal tin. Tiny. 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 Examples. He found a tiny ladybug crawling on his hand. She bought a tiny house in the countryside. Tip. 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 Examples. He left a generous tip for the waiter. She tipped her hat to greet the elderly gentleman. Tip over. Tip over. Tip over. Examples. He accidentally tipped over the glass of water and spilled it. She warned him not to tip the chair over, it's not stable. Tire. 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 Examples: he had a flat tire and had to call for roadside assistance. She felt tired after a long day at work. Tired. 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 Examples: he yawned and rubbed his tired eyes. She went to bed early because she was feeling tired. Tire out. Tire out. Tire out. Examples: he played soccer all day, and it tired him out. She ran for miles, and it completely tired her out. Tiring. 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 Examples: he found the long hike to be tiring but rewarding. She felt drained after the tiring workout session. Title. 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 Examples: he won the championship and earned the title of champion. She published her first novel under the title Lost and Found. 2. 2. 2. Examples: he went to the store to buy groceries. She loves to read books in her free time. Today. 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 Examples: he had a busy schedule today, filled with meetings and appointments. She enjoyed the beautiful weather and spent the day at the beach. Toe. 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 Examples: he stubbed his toe on the corner of the table. She painted her toenails with a bright red polish. Together. 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 Examples: he and his friends worked together to complete the project. She invited her family over for a meal to spend time together. Toilet. 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 Examples: he went to the toilet to wash his hands. She cleaned the toilet thoroughly. Tomato. 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 Examples: he added sliced tomatoes to his sandwich. She grew tomatoes in her backyard garden. Tomorrow. 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 Examples: he has an important meeting tomorrow morning. She planned to visit her parents tomorrow. Ton. 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 Examples: he ordered a ton of sand for the construction project. She lifted the heavy box, feeling like it weighed a ton. Tone. 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 Examples: he used a friendly tone when speaking to his colleagues. She analyzed the tone of the poem to interpret its meaning. Tongue. 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 Examples. He burned his tongue while sipping hot coffee. She spoke multiple languages fluently and used her tongue to pronounce words. Tonight. 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 Examples. He stayed up late watching a movie tonight. She went out for dinner with friends tonight. Ton. 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 Examples. He transported several tons of goods in the cargo truck. She calculated the weight in tons for the shipping container. 2. 2. 2. Examples. He ate too much cake and felt sick. She wanted to go to the party too. Tool. 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 Examples. He used a hammer as a tool to drive in nails. She bought a set of gardening tools for her new hobby. Tooth. 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 Examples. He had a toothache and needed to see the dentist. She brushed her teeth twice a day for good oral hygiene. Top. 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 Examples. He reached the top of the mountain and admired the view. She topped her ice cream with chocolate sauce and sprinkles. Topic. 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 Examples. He gave a presentation on the topic of climate change. She enjoyed discussing various topics with her friends. Total. 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 Examples. He calculated the total cost of the items in his shopping cart. She spent the total of her savings on a new car. Totally. 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 Examples. He was totally surprised by the unexpected gift. She agreed with him totally on the matter. Touch. 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 Examples. He felt a gentle touch on his shoulder. She reached out to touch the soft fabric. Tough. 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 Examples. He faced a tough challenge but didn't give up. She endured tough training to prepare for the marathon. Tour. 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 Examples. He took a guided tour of the city's famous landmarks. She plans to tour Europe next summer. Tourist. 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 Examples. He asked a tourist for directions to the nearest museum. She enjoyed meeting people from different countries as a tourist. Towards. 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 Examples. He walked towards the park to enjoy the sunny weather. She made progress towards her fitness goals. Towel. 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 Examples. He grabbed a towel to dry himself after swimming. She folded the clean towels and placed them in the linen closet. Tower. 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 Examples. He admired the tall tower of the castle. She climbed to the top of the tower for a panoramic view. Town. 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 Examples. He grew up in a small town in the countryside. She visited the town square to attend the local festival. Toy. 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 Examples. He gave his daughter a new toy for her birthday. She played with her favorite stuffed toy. Trace. 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 Examples. He found a trace of footprints in the sand. She traced her finger along the map to plan the route. Track. 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 Examples. He ran around the track to warm up before the race. She tracked her expenses in a budgeting app. Trade. 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 Examples. He worked in the construction trade as a carpenter. She decided to trade her old car for a newer model. Trading. 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 Examples. He learned the basics of stock trading. She studied international trading patterns in her economics class. Tradition. 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 Examples. He celebrated the New Year's tradition with his family. She participated in the cultural tradition of wearing traditional clothing. Traditional. 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 Examples. He prepared a traditional Thanksgiving dinner with turkey and all the trimmings. She enjoyed listening to traditional folk music. Traditionally. 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 Examples. He traditionally visits his grandparents every summer. She traditionally decorates the house with lights during the holiday season. Traffic. 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 Examples. He got stuck in heavy traffic during rush hour. She checked the traffic conditions before leaving for her road trip. Train. 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 Examples. He took the train to work every morning. She trained diligently to prepare for the marathon. Training. 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 Examples: he attended a training session to improve his skills. She received specialized training for her new job. Transfer. 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 Examples: he requested a transfer to a different department. She transferred money from her savings account to her checking account. Transform. 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 Examples: he transformed his backyard into a beautiful garden. She used her artistic skills to transform an old chair into a work of art. Translate. 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 Examples: he hired a professional translator to translate the document. She used an online translation tool to help her communicate in a foreign language. Translation. 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 Examples: he provided an accurate translation of the poem. She compared the original text with the translation to understand the meaning. Transparent. 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 Examples: he admired the transparent glass sculpture. She appreciated his transparent communication style. Transport. 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 Examples: he relied on public transport to commute to work. She hired a moving company to transport her belongings to the new house. Transportation. 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 Examples: he studied the city's transportation system for his urban planning project. She used various modes of transportation during her travels. Trap. 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 Examples: he set a trap to catch the mice in the house. She felt trapped in a job she didn't enjoy. Travel. 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 Examples: he loves to travel and explore new cultures. She plans to travel to Asia next year. Traveler. 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 Examples: he met fellow travelers at the hostel. She enjoyed the company of other travelers on her backpacking trip. Treat. 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 Examples: he bought ice cream as a special treat for his children. She treated herself to a spa day for her birthday. Treatment. 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 Examples: he underwent a series of medical treatments to recover from the illness. She received treatment for her injured ankle. Tree. 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 Examples: he climbed the tall tree in the backyard. She planted a tree in the park as part of an environmental initiative. Trend. 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 Examples. He followed the latest fashion trends. She noticed a growing trend of people adopting a plant-based diet. Trial. 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 Examples. He was acquitted after a lengthy trial. She volunteered as a participant in a clinical trial. Triangle. 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 Examples. He used a ruler to draw a perfect triangle. She studied the properties of triangles in geometry class. Trick. 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 Examples. He performed a magic trick that amazed the audience. She tricked her friends into believing a hilarious prank. Trip. 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 Examples. He planned a trip to the beach for the summer vacation. She tripped over a rock and scraped her knee. Tropical. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the warm tropical climate during his vacation. She decorated her bedroom with a tropical theme. Trouble. 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 Examples. He had trouble finding his keys. She didn't want to cause any trouble for her hosts. Trousers. 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 Examples. He wore a pair of tailored trousers to the formal event. She bought new trousers for her business attire. Truck. 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 Examples. He rented a moving truck to transport his furniture. She admired the shiny red truck parked on the street. True. 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 Examples. He told a true story about his travel adventures. She believed in the power of true love. Truly. 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 Examples. He truly believed in the importance of education. She truly appreciated the support from her friends. Trust. 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 Examples. He placed his trust in his best friend. She learned to trust her instincts. Truth. 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 Examples. He revealed the truth about the mysterious disappearance. She sought the truth behind the rumors. Try. 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 Examples. He will try his best to succeed. She wants to try a new hobby. Try on. Try on. Try on. Examples. He tried on several dresses before choosing the perfect one. She encouraged her friend to try on the new shoes. Try out. Try out. Try out. Examples. He decided to try out for the soccer team. She wants to try out a new recipe she found online. Tube. 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 Examples. He rode the tube to get around the city. She squeezed toothpaste from the tube onto her toothbrush. Tuesday. 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 Examples. He has a meeting scheduled for Tuesday morning. She likes to go to the movies on Tuesday nights. Tune. 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 Examples. He hummed a catchy tune while walking. She tuned her guitar before performing on stage. Tunnel. 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 Examples. He drove through a long tunnel under the mountain. She walked through a dark tunnel with a flashlight. Turn. 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 Examples. He turned the key in the lock to open the door. She made a left turn at the intersection. Turn back. Turn back. Turn back. Examples. He realized he forgot something at home and had to turn back. She decided to turn back after encountering a closed road. Turn down. Turn down. Turn down. Examples. He turned down the volume on the television. She was disappointed when they turned down her job application. Turn into. Turn into. Turn into. Examples. He watched the caterpillar turn into a butterfly. She didn't expect her casual conversation to turn into an argument. Turn off. Turn off. Turn off. Examples. He remembered to turn off the lights before leaving the room. She found it hard to turn off her thoughts and fall asleep. Turn on. Turn on. Turn on. Examples. He used a remote control to turn on the television. She turned on the faucet to fill the sink with water. Turn out. Turn out. Turn out. Examples. He attended the event to see how it would turn out. She was surprised by the large turnout at the concert. Turn over. Turn over. Turn over. Examples. He turned over the page to continue reading the book. She decided to turn over a new leaf and start fresh. Turn round. Turn round. Turn round. Examples. He turned round to see who was calling his name. She needed to turn round and go back home to grab her wallet. Turn to. Turn to. Turn to. Examples. He turned to his friends for support during a difficult time. She didn't know what to do, so she turned to her mentor for advice. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. Examples. He didn't turn up for the meeting, leaving everyone waiting. She was surprised when her lost ring turned up in the laundry. TV. 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 Examples. He watched his favorite show on TV. She turned off the TV and picked up a book. 12th. 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 Examples. He finished in 12th place in the race. She celebrated her 12th birthday with a party. 12. 12. 12. Examples. He counted to 12 before starting the game. She bought 12 apples at the grocery store. 20th. 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 Examples. He celebrated his 20th wedding anniversary. She was born on the 20th of June. 20. 20. 20. Examples. He has 20 books on his bookshelf. She received $20 as a birthday gift. Twice. 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 Examples. He visits his parents twice a month. She reminded him twice to complete the task. Twin. 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 Examples. He has an identical twin brother. She dressed her twin daughters in matching outfits. Twist. 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 Examples. He twisted the cap to open the bottle. She enjoys watching movies with a surprising twist. Twisted. 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 Examples. He tied the rope into a twisted knot. She twisted her ankle while running. 2. 2. 2. Examples. He has 2 cats as pets. She needs to buy 2 tickets for the concert. Type. 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 Examples. He prefers to type his notes on the computer. She studied different types of birds for her biology project. Typical. 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 Examples. He displayed typical behavior for his age. She experienced typical weather for that time of year. Typically. 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 Examples. He typically wakes up early in the morning. She typically goes for a run after work. Tire. 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 Examples. He replaced the worn-out tire on his bicycle. She checked the tire pressure before embarking on a long road trip. The unemployed. The unemployed. The unemployed. Examples. He joined a support group for the unemployed. She was actively seeking employment among the unemployed. The unexpected. The unexpected. The unexpected. Examples. He learned to embrace the unexpected in life. She was surprised by the unexpected turn of events. Ugly. 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 Examples. He thought the painting was ugly. She didn't like the ugly sweater her aunt gave her. Ultimate. 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 Examples. He achieved his ultimate goal of climbing Mount Everest. She made the ultimate sacrifice for her family. Ultimately. 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 Examples. He ultimately decided to pursue a career in medicine. She realized that, ultimately, her happiness mattered most. Umbrella. 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 Examples. He opened his umbrella to shield himself from the rain. She carried an umbrella in case it started raining. Unable. 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 Examples. He was unable to attend the meeting due to a scheduling conflict. She felt unable to cope with the stress of her job. Unacceptable. 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 Examples. He found the behavior of his coworker to be unacceptable. She received an unacceptable grade on her assignment. Uncertain. 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 Examples. He felt uncertain about his future career path. She had an uncertain feeling about the outcome of the project. Uncle. 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 Examples. He visited his uncle during the summer vacation. She received a gift from her favorite uncle. Uncomfortable. 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 Examples. He felt uncomfortable in the crowded room. She found the chair to be uncomfortable to sit on. Unconscious. 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 Examples. He fell and hit his head, rendering him unconscious. She was unconscious during the surgery. Uncontrolled. 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 Examples. He lost control of the car due to uncontrolled acceleration. She had uncontrolled anger during the argument. Under. 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 Examples. He found a hidden treasure under the floorboards. She placed the book under the pillow. Underground. 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 Examples. He took the underground train to the city center. She explored the underground tunnels of the ancient ruins. Underneath. 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 Examples. He found his missing keys underneath the couch. She hid her surprise gift underneath the bed. Understand. 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 Examples. He took the time to understand her perspective. She didn't understand the instructions and asked for clarification. Understanding. 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 Examples. He showed understanding and compassion towards his friend's situation. She had a deep understanding of the subject after studying it extensively. Underwater. 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 Examples. He went scuba diving to explore the underwater world. She held her breath and swam underwater for as long as she could. Underwear. 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 Examples. He folded his clean underwear and placed it in the drawer. She bought new underwear during the sale. Undo. 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 Examples. He tried to undo the knot but couldn't untangle it. She accidentally deleted a file and had to undo the action. Unemployed. 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 Examples. He has been unemployed for several months. She was actively searching for a job while being unemployed. Unemployment. 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 Examples. He faced financial challenges due to long-term unemployment. She attended a workshop on how to overcome unemployment. Unexpected. 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 Examples. He received an unexpected gift from a stranger. She had an unexpected encounter with an old friend. Unexpectedly. 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 Examples. He unexpectedly showed up at her doorstep. She unexpectedly won the lottery. Unfair. 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 Examples. It was unfair that he received preferential treatment. She felt the decision was unfair and unjust. Unfairly. 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 Examples. He was treated unfairly by his boss. She was unfairly judged based on her appearance. Unfortunate. 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 Examples. It was unfortunate that the event was cancelled due to bad weather. She had an unfortunate accident on her way to work. Unfortunately. 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 Examples. Unfortunately, he couldn't attend the party. She missed her flight, and unfortunately, there were no available seats on the next one. Unfriendly. 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 Examples. He encountered an unfriendly receptionist at the hotel. She found her new neighbors to be unfriendly and unwelcoming. Unhappy. 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 Examples. He felt unhappy in his current job and decided to look for a new one. She was unhappy with the service she received at the restaurant. Uniform. 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 Examples. He wore a uniform to work every day. She attended a school that required students to wear a uniform. Unimportant. 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 Examples. It was an unimportant detail in the overall scheme of things. She considered the task to be unimportant and low priority. Union. 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 Examples. He was a member of a labor union. She advocated for workers' rights and joined a union. Unique. 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 Examples. It was a unique opportunity that rarely comes along. She had a unique talent for playing the piano. Unit. 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 Examples. He measured the distance in units of kilometers. She divided the project into smaller units for easier management. Unite. 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 Examples. He aimed to unite people from different backgrounds. She organized a rally to unite the community against injustice. United. 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 Examples. They stood united in their fight for equal rights. The team put on a united front to tackle the challenges ahead. Universe. 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 Examples. He was fascinated by the vastness of the universe. She studied astronomy to learn more about the universe. University. 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 Examples. He attended a prestigious university to study engineering. She received her degree from a renowned university. Unkind. 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 Examples. He made unkind remarks that hurt her feelings. She encountered unkind behavior from her colleagues. Unknown. 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 Examples. The identity of the perpetrator remains unknown. She embarked on an adventure into the unknown. Unless. 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 Examples. He won't be able to attend the meeting unless he finishes his work early. She wouldn't have taken the job unless the salary was higher. Unlike. 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 Examples. He enjoys outdoor activities, unlike his brother who prefers indoor hobbies. She has a calm personality, unlike her sister who is more outgoing. Unlikely. 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 Examples. It is highly unlikely that he will win the lottery. She considered it unlikely that the project would be completed on time. Unload. 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 Examples. He helped unload the groceries from the car. She unloaded the boxes onto the table. Unlucky. 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 Examples. He had an unlucky streak of losing in games. She felt unlucky when it rained on her wedding day. Unnecessary. 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 Examples. It was an unnecessary expense that could have been avoided. She found the additional paperwork to be unnecessary and time-consuming. Unpleasant. 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 Examples. He had an unpleasant experience at the dentist's office. She encountered an unpleasant odor in the room. Unreasonable. 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 Examples. He had unreasonable demands that were difficult to meet. She found the pricing to be unreasonable for the quality of the product. Unsteady. 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 Examples. He walked with an unsteady gait due to his injury. She felt unsteady on the shaky bridge. Unsuccessful. 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 Examples. He made several attempts, but they were all unsuccessful. She applied for multiple jobs but remained unsuccessful in securing one. Untidy. 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 Examples. His room was always untidy with clothes scattered on the floor. She left the kitchen in an untidy state after cooking. Until. 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 Examples. He worked late until midnight to finish the project. She couldn't leave the office until her colleagues returned. Unusual. 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 Examples. It was an unusual sight to see a peacock in the backyard. She wore an unusual dress that caught everyone's attention. Unusually. 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 Examples. He was unusually quiet during the meeting. She dressed unusually for the formal event. Unwilling. 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 Examples. He was unwilling to compromise on his principles. She was unwilling to participate in the activity. Unwillingly. 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 Examples. He reluctantly but unwillingly agreed to help. She complied with the request unwillingly. Up. 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 Examples. He looked up at the stars in the night sky. She walked up the stairs to her apartment. Upon. 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 Examples. He stumbled upon an old photo album while cleaning the attic. She made her decision based upon careful consideration. Upper. 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 Examples. He lived in the upper floor of the apartment building. She wore an upper garment that complemented her outfit. Upset. 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 Examples. He was upset by the news of his friend's accident. She accidentally upset the vase, causing it to shatter. Upsetting. 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 Examples. It was an upsetting experience that left him shaken. She found the movie's ending to be quite upsetting. Upside down. Upside down. Upside down. Examples. He turned the book upside down to read the title. She accidentally hung the painting upside down. Upstairs. 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 Examples. He went upstairs to fetch his jacket. She heard a noise coming from upstairs. Upward. 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 Examples. He noticed an upward trend in the company's sales. She gazed upward at the stars in awe. Upwards. 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 Examples. He looked upwards to admire the tall buildings. She held her hand upwards to catch the falling leaves. Urban. 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 Examples. He preferred the urban lifestyle with its bustling streets and vibrant nightlife. She lived in an urban area with easy access to shops and restaurants. Urge. 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 Examples. He urged her to reconsider her decision. She felt an urge to explore new opportunities. Urgent. 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 Examples. He received an urgent message that required immediate attention. She had an urgent deadline to meet for her project. Us. 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 Examples. He asked us to join him for dinner. She gave us a gift on our anniversary. Use. 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 Examples. He used his phone to call for help. She made use of her artistic skills to create a beautiful painting. Used. 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 Examples. He bought a used car instead of a new one. She sold her used textbooks at the end of the semester. Used to. Used to. Used to. Examples. He used to play the piano when he was younger. She used to live in the countryside before moving to the city. Useful. 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 Examples. It was a useful tool for fixing household items. She found the information in the book to be useful for her research. Useless. 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 Examples. The broken watch was useless and couldn't be repaired. She realized that the advice given to her was useless. User. 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 Examples. He was an experienced user of computer software. She was a frequent user of social media platforms. Use up. Use up. Use up. Examples. He used up all the paint to finish the artwork. She used up her savings to pay for the trip. Usual. 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 Examples. It was his usual routine to go for a run in the morning. She ordered her usual coffee from the cafe. Usually. 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 Examples. He usually arrives at work early. She usually takes a walk in the park after dinner. Vacation. 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 Examples. He planned a vacation to a tropical island. She took a 2-week vacation to visit her family. Valid. 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 Examples. His argument was valid and supported by strong evidence. She provided a valid ID to prove her identity. Valley. 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 Examples. He hiked through the beautiful valley surrounded by mountains. She lived in a small village nestled in a picturesque valley. Valuable. 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 Examples. He inherited a valuable antique from his grandparents. She possessed valuable skills that were in high demand. Value. 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 Examples. He placed a high value on honesty and integrity. She valued her friendship with him. Van. 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 Examples. He used a van to transport his belongings to the new house. She rented a van to help with the move. Variation. 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 Examples. He observed a variation in temperature throughout the day. She introduced slight variations to the recipe to add flavor. Varied. 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 Examples. He had a varied collection of books from different genres. She enjoyed a varied career with experiences in various industries. Variety. 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 Examples. He tried a variety of cuisines during his travels. She enjoyed the variety of colors in the garden. Various. 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 Examples. He had various options to choose from. She held various roles within the organization. Vary. 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 Examples. His mood would vary depending on the situation. She decided to vary her exercise routine for better results. Vast. 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 Examples. He stood at the edge of the vast ocean, feeling small. She marveled at the vastness of the desert landscape. Vegetable. 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 Examples. He cooked a delicious vegetable stir-fry for dinner. She bought fresh vegetables from the farmer's market. Vehicle. 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 Examples. He commuted to work by car, his primary vehicle. She rented a vehicle for her road trip. Venture. 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 Examples. He embarked on a new business venture. She was hesitant to venture into unfamiliar territory. Version. 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 Examples. He read the latest version of the report. She watched the director's cut version of the movie. Vertical. 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 Examples. He hung the painting in a vertical position. She stood in a vertical line with the other participants. Vary. 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 Examples. He was very happy with the results of his hard work. She felt very tired after a long day. Via. 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 Examples. He traveled to Europe via a connecting flight. She communicated with her colleagues via email. Victim. 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 Examples. He became a victim of identity theft. She offered support to the victims of the natural disaster. Victory. 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 Examples. He celebrated his team's victory in the championship. She achieved a personal victory by overcoming her fears. Video. 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 Examples. He watched a funny video that made him laugh. She recorded a video of her daughter's first steps. View. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the beautiful view from his balcony. She viewed the situation from a different perspective. Village. 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 Examples. He grew up in a small village in the countryside. She visited her grandparents' village during the summer. Violence. 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 Examples. He was appalled by the level of violence in the movie. She advocated for an end to domestic violence. Violent. 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 Examples: he witnessed a violent altercation on the street. She experienced violent storms during the winter. Violently. 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 Examples: the wind blew violently, knocking down trees. She shook her head violently in disagreement. Virtually. 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 Examples: he attended the conference virtually through a video call. She completed her entire degree program virtually. Virus. 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 Examples: he contracted a computer virus that damaged his files. She got sick with a respiratory virus. Visible. 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 Examples: he noticed a visible change in her appearance. She wore a bright jacket to be more visible at night. Vision. 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 Examples: he had a vision of starting his own business. She visited an eye specialist to correct her vision. Visit. 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 Examples: he planned to visit his grandparents over the weekend. She received a visit from her best friend. Visitor. 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 Examples: he welcomed the visitors to the museum. She met a tourist who was visiting from another country. Vital. 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 Examples: he played a vital role in the success of the project. She recognized the vital importance of good communication. Vocabulary. 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 Examples: he expanded his vocabulary by reading books. She studied new vocabulary words for the language exam. Voice. 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 Examples: he recognized her voice on the phone. She used her voice to advocate for social justice. Volume. 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 Examples: he adjusted the volume of the music. She turned up the volume on the television. Vote. 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 Examples: he encouraged everyone to vote in the upcoming election. She cast her vote for her preferred candidate. Wage. 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 Examples: he earned a decent wage for his work. She negotiated for a higher wage at her new job. Waste. 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 Examples. He tightened his belt around his waist. She measured her waist to find the right size jeans. Wait. 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 Examples. He asked her to wait for him at the entrance. She patiently waited for the bus to arrive. Waiter. 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 Examples. He called the waiter to order another round of drinks. She left a tip for the waiter who provided excellent service. Wake. 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 Examples. He woke up early to start his day. She attended the wake of a close friend. Walk. 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 Examples. He enjoyed taking long walks in the park. She walked her dog every evening. Walking. 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 Examples. He started walking as part of his fitness routine. She wore comfortable walking shoes for the hike. Walk out. Walk out. Walk out. Examples. He got frustrated and decided to walk out of the meeting. She walked out of the theater halfway through the movie. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Examples. He walked up to the counter to place his order. She walked up the stairs to her apartment. Wall. 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 Examples. He leaned against the wall for support. She painted a mural on the wall of her bedroom. Wallet. 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 Examples. He kept his money and cards in his wallet. She realized she had left her wallet at home. Wander. 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 Examples. He loved to wander through the streets of new cities. She wandered aimlessly in the forest. Want. 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 Examples. He wanted to travel the world and explore different cultures. She wanted a new job that offered more opportunities. War. 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 Examples. He fought in the war and experienced the horrors of battle. She studied the history of the Civil War. Warm. 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 Examples. He felt warm and cozy by the fireplace. She wore a warm jacket to protect herself from the cold. Warmth. 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 Examples. He appreciated the warmth of the sun on his face. She felt the warmth of her friend's hug. Warm up. Warm up. Warm up. Examples. He did some stretching exercises to warm up before his run. She drank a cup of hot tea to warm up on a cold day. Warn. 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 Examples. He warned his friend about the potential dangers of the situation. She received a warning about the upcoming storm. Warning. 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 Examples. He ignored the warning signs and continued on his risky path. She issued a warning to her employees about a company policy. Wash. 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 Examples. He washed his hands before sitting down to eat. She washed her clothes in the washing machine. Wash away. Wash away. Wash away. Examples. He watched as the rain washed away the dirt on the streets. She used a hose to wash away the sand from her feet. Washing. 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 Examples. He did the washing and hung the clothes to dry. She put the dirty dishes in the sink for washing. Wash off. Wash off. Wash off. Examples. He used soap and water to wash off the paint from his hands. She washed off the mud from her shoes before entering the house. Wash out. Wash out. Wash out. Examples. He had to cancel the picnic because the rain washed out the plans. She realized the ink had washed out from her document. Wash up. Wash up. Wash up. Examples. He washed up the dishes after dinner. She washed up before going to bed. Waste. 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 Examples. He didn't want to waste any more time and started working. She threw the waste into the recycling bin. Watch. 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 Examples. He watched his favorite TV show every evening. She wore a watch to keep track of time. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Examples. He told her to watch out for the slippery floor. She watched out for oncoming traffic before crossing the street. Watch out for. Watch out for. Watch out for. Examples. He reminded her to watch out for pickpockets in crowded areas. She watched out for signs of danger while hiking in the wilderness. Water. 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 Examples. He drank a glass of water to quench his thirst. She watered the plants in her garden. Wave. 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 Examples. He greeted his friend with a wave from across the street. She waved goodbye as the train departed. Way. 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 Examples. He found a shortcut that saved him a lot of time. She showed him the way to the nearest bus stop. We. 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 Examples. He and his sister went to the park, and we had a great time. She invited us to join her for dinner. Week. 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 Examples. He felt weak after being sick for a week. She had a weak grip and struggled to open the jar. Weakness. 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 Examples. He acknowledged his weakness in public speaking. She recognized her weakness in managing time. Wealth. 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 Examples. He dreamed of attaining wealth and living a luxurious life. She inherited a great deal of wealth from her parents. Weapon. 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 Examples. He carried a concealed weapon for self-defense. She trained in martial arts and learned how to use different weapons. Where? 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 Examples. He liked to wear comfortable clothes when he was at home. She wore a formal dress to the wedding. Wear away. Wear away. Wear away. Examples. He noticed that the paint on the walls was wearing away. She used a rough sponge to help the stain wear away. Wear off. Wear off. Wear off. Examples. He waited for the numbness to wear off after the dental procedure. She found that the effects of the pain medication wore off quickly. Wear out. Wear out. Wear out. Examples. He wore out his shoes after hiking for several months. She felt exhausted and worn out after a long day at work. Weather. 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 Examples. He checked the weather forecast before planning his outdoor activities. She enjoyed the mild weather during springtime. Web. 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 Examples. He searched the web for information about the latest technology. She designed a website for her online business. Website. 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 Examples. He visited a website to book his flight tickets. She updated the content on her website regularly. Wedding. 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 Examples. He attended his cousin's wedding and danced all night. She wore a beautiful white gown for her wedding. Wednesday. 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 Examples. He had an important meeting scheduled for Wednesday. She always went to the gym on Wednesday evenings. Week. 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 Examples. He planned a vacation for next week. She had a busy week filled with meetings and deadlines. Weekend. 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 Examples. He looked forward to relaxing during the weekend. She spent the weekend visiting family and friends. Weekly. 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 Examples. He received a weekly allowance from his parents. She went grocery shopping weekly to stock up on supplies. Way. 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 Examples. He stepped on the scale to weigh himself. She weighed the options before making a decision. Wait. 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 Examples. He lifted weights to increase his muscle mass. She struggled with her weight and tried various diets. Welcome. 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 Examples. He welcomed his guests with a warm smile. She felt welcome in her new neighborhood. Well. 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 Examples. He performed well in his exams and achieved good grades. She slept well after a long day of work. Well known. Well known. Well known. Examples. He is a well-known actor in the entertainment industry. She is a well-known author with several best-selling books. West. 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 Examples. He watched the sunset in the west. She lived on the west coast of the country. Western. 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 Examples. He enjoyed watching Western movies with cowboys and outlaws. She studied the history of the American West. Wet. 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 Examples. He got caught in the rain and his clothes got wet. She used a towel to dry off after swimming in the pool. What? 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 Examples. He wondered what the future held for him. She asked him what his favorite book was. Whatever. 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 Examples. He didn't care about the details and said, whatever. She would support him no matter what. Wheel. 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 Examples. He rode his bike with a wobbly wheel. She helped him wheel the heavy cart across the room. When. 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 Examples. He asked her when she would be arriving at the party. She called him when she reached her destination. Whenever. 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 Examples. He always felt happy whenever he saw his dog. She would visit her parents whenever she had the opportunity. Where. 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 Examples. He wondered where he had left his keys. She asked him where he wanted to go for dinner. Whereas. 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 Examples. He preferred staying indoors, whereas she enjoyed outdoor activities. She studied diligently, whereas her brother was more relaxed. Wherever. 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 Examples. He promised to find her, wherever she may be. She enjoyed traveling and exploring new places, wherever they were. Weather. 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 Examples. He couldn't decide whether to go or stay. She asked him whether he had finished his homework. Which. 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 Examples. He had to choose which shirt to wear to the party. She asked him which movie he wanted to watch. While. 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 Examples. He read a book while waiting for the train. She listened to music while doing her homework. Whisper. 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 Examples. He whispered his secret into her ear. She heard a faint whisper in the quiet room. Whistle. 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 Examples. He whistled a tune as he walked down the street. She blew the whistle to signal the start of the race. White. 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 Examples. He wore a white shirt to the job interview. She painted the walls of her bedroom white. Who. 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 Examples. He asked, who is coming to the party? She wondered who had left the package at her doorstep. Whoever. 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 Examples. He would hire whoever was the most qualified for the job. She would support whoever needed her help. Whole. 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 Examples. He ate the whole pizza by himself. She felt a sense of joy that filled her whole being. Whom. 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 Examples. He asked, "To whom does this package belong?" She greeted the person whom she had met earlier. Whose. 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 Examples. He asked, "Whose book is this?" She wondered whose car was parked in her driveway. Why? 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 Examples. He asked why she was upset. She pondered why the sky turned dark. Wide. 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 Examples. He opened his arms wide to give her a hug. She had a wide smile on her face. Widely. 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 Examples. He traveled widely and experienced different cultures. She read widely to expand her knowledge. Width. 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 Examples. He measured the width of the table before buying a tablecloth. She adjusted the width of the document margins. Wife. 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 Examples. He loved his wife dearly and always supported her. She shared a strong bond with her husband and valued their partnership. Wild. 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 Examples. He encountered a wild animal while hiking in the forest. She enjoyed the thrill of riding a wild roller coaster. Wildly. 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 Examples. He waved his arms wildly to get their attention. She danced wildly at the concert. Will. 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 Examples. He will visit his parents over the weekend. She wrote her last will and testament. Willing. 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 Examples. He was willing to help his friend in any way he could. She was willing to take on new challenges and learn. Willingly. 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 Examples. He agreed to help willingly and without hesitation. She shared her knowledge willingly with others. Willingness. 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 Examples. He admired her willingness to take risks and try new things. She appreciated his willingness to listen and understand. Win. 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 Examples. He trained hard to win the championship. She celebrated her team's win with excitement. Wind won. Wind won. Wind won. Examples. He felt a cool breeze from the wind. She listened to the sound of the wind rustling through the trees. Win two. Win two. Win two. Examples. He had to wind the clock every day to keep it running. She carefully wound the string around the kite spool. Window. 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 Examples. He opened the window to let in some fresh air. She looked out of the window and admired the view. Wine. 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 Examples. He enjoyed a glass of red wine with his dinner. She bought a bottle of white wine for the party. Wing. 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 Examples. He watched the bird spread its wings and fly away. She saw the airplane's wings gliding through the sky. Winner. 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 Examples. He was declared the winner of the race. She congratulated the winner of the singing competition. Winning. 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 Examples. He had a winning smile that charmed everyone he met. She felt a sense of pride and accomplishment in her winning. Winter. 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 Examples. He loved skiing and looked forward to the winter season. She bundled up in warm clothes to brave the cold winter weather. Wire. 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 Examples. He used a wire to hang a picture on the wall. She connected the computer to the internet using an Ethernet wire. Wise. 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 Examples. He sought advice from his wise grandfather. She made a wise decision based on careful consideration. Wish. 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 Examples. He wished for a better future for himself and his family. She sent her best wishes to her friend on their birthday. With. 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 Examples. He went to the park with his friends. She cooked dinner with her sister. Withdraw. 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 Examples. He decided to withdraw his application for the job. She went to the ATM to withdraw some cash. Within. 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 Examples. He found solace within the pages of his favorite book. She finished the project within the given timeframe. Without. 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 Examples. He managed to succeed without any external help. She couldn't imagine her life without her best friend. Witness. 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 Examples. He witnessed the accident and provided a statement to the police. She was called as a witness in the court case. Woman. 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 Examples. He respected women and believed in gender equality. She admired the strength and resilience of women. Wonder. 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 Examples. He wondered about the meaning of life. She gazed in wonder at the beautiful sunset. Wonderful. 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 Examples. It was a wonderful day at the beach. She received a wonderful gift for her birthday. Would. 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 Examples. The table was made of solid wood. She gathered firewood for the campfire. Wooden. 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 Examples. He built a wooden shelf for his books. She played a wooden flute during the performance. Wool. 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 Examples. He wore a warm wool sweater in the winter. She knitted a cozy woolen hat for her friend. Word. 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 Examples. He couldn't find the right word to express his emotions. She wrote a heartfelt word of gratitude in the card. Work. 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 Examples. He had a lot of work to do before the deadline. She worked diligently on her project. Worker. 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 Examples. He was a hard-working and dedicated worker. She admired the skills of the construction workers. Working. 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 Examples. He had a busy working schedule. She attended a working conference in the city. Work out. Work out. Work out. Examples. He decided to work out at the gym to stay fit. She tried to work out a solution to the problem. World. 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 Examples. He dreamt of traveling the world. She believed in making a positive impact on the world. Worried. 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 Examples. He was worried about his upcoming exam. She felt worried about her friend's health. Worry. 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 Examples. He couldn't help but worry about the future. She had a constant worry in the back of her mind. Worrying. 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 Examples. He found the situation very worrying. She had a worrying feeling that something was wrong. Worse. 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 Examples. He had a worse performance compared to last year. She felt worse after taking the medicine. Worship. 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 Examples. He worshipped at the local temple every Sunday. She had a deep sense of worship for nature. Worst. 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 Examples. He had the worst luck in the lottery. She hoped for the best but expected the worst. Worth. 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 Examples. He believed the painting was worth a lot of money. She questioned the worth of her efforts. Would. 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 Examples. He said he would help with the project. She would love to visit the beach someday. Wound 1. Wound 1. Wound 1. Examples. He suffered a deep wound on his leg. She carefully cleaned and bandaged the wound. Wounded. 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 Examples. He provided medical assistance to the wounded soldier. She felt a deep empathy for the wounded animals. Wrap. 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 Examples. He decided to wrap the gift in colorful paper. She used a wrap to keep herself warm in the winter. Wrapping. 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 Examples. He carefully removed the wrapping from the present. She enjoyed the art of gift wrapping. Wrist. 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 Examples. He wore a wristwatch to keep track of time. She sprained her wrist during a basketball game. Right. Right. Write. Examples. He liked to write poems in his free time. She wrote a heartfelt letter to her best friend. Write back. Write back. Write back. Examples. He received a response and decided to write back. She wrote back to the sender, expressing her gratitude. Write down. Write down. Write down. Examples. He made sure to write down all the important details. She wrote down the recipe so she wouldn't forget it. Writer. 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 Examples. He aspired to become a famous writer. She admired the works of the renowned writer. Writing. 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 Examples. He enjoyed the process of creative writing. She received recognition for her exceptional writing skills. Written. 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 Examples. He couldn't understand the written instructions. She submitted her written assignment to the teacher. Wrong. 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 Examples. He realized he had made the wrong decision. She admitted her mistake and made it right. Wrongly. 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 Examples. He was wrongly accused of the crime. She wrongly assumed that he wouldn't be interested. Yard. 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 Examples. He played with his dog in the backyard. She measured the length of the fabric in yards. Yawn. 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 Examples. He couldn't help but yawn during the boring lecture. She covered her mouth while yawning. Yeah. 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 Examples. He casually replied with a yeah when asked if he was ready. She nodded and said, "Yeah, let's go." Year. 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 Examples. He celebrated his birthday every year. She made plans for the upcoming year. Yellow. 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 Examples. He painted his room in a vibrant yellow color. She picked a bouquet of yellow flowers from the garden. Yes. 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 Examples. He nodded and said, "Yes, I understand." She replied with a simple yes to confirm her attendance. Yesterday. 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 Examples. He met his friend for coffee yesterday. She reminisced about the events of yesterday. Yet. 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 Examples. He hadn't finished his work yet. She was tired yet determined to finish the race. You. 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 Examples. He thanked you for your help. She trusted you with her deepest secrets. Young. 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 Examples. He was a young and talented musician. She enjoyed spending time with young children. Your. 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 Examples. He admired your artwork. She appreciated your kind words. Yours. 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 Examples. He returned the book that was yours. She congratulated you on your success, saying it was all yours. Yourself. 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 Examples. He encouraged you to believe in yourself. She took some time for herself to relax and unwind. Youth. 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 Examples. He fondly remembered his youth. She worked with troubled youth at a community center. Zero. 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 Examples. He counted from 0 to 10. She scored 0 points in the game. Zone. 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 Examples. He entered the quiet zone of the library. She lived in a residential zone of the city.